Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's ShamefulPenguin here, back with another video. Today we're getting into my Spectral Helix Day 5 for 3.18 Sentinel League. We're going to be going over all the upgrades I've made, the new findings of the league, new cool things we can do. So there's some really cool things, aka Recombinators, how my gear is going, because I want to show off one piece of my gear, and just the farming strategy I've employed that's helping me just get past the league. Yeah, so let's get over the build. So far you're seeing the gameplay. I think it's a T14 or 15 city square, something like that. City square is pretty fun. I'm farming the Searing Exarch, so going to Searing Exarch is a good choice because it could drop things. I don't know which one's technically better. I just did a lot of Eater of Worlds last league, so I want to change it up. And City Square is really good because you can kill the map boss, and once you kill it, then you can do all the altars, and you're gonna guarantee your altar be like all the minion ones and the global mods, and no more boss mods. So pretty cool choices there. So that's why I've been farming City Square lately. Pretty meta thing to do, honestly, though, so whatever. So yeah, let's show off my Sentinels setup. So Sentinels are really OP this league. I talked about it last time, how they're crazy good, and this time I'm using the red and the blue, the Pandemonium and the Stalker. These are by far the two most powerful, and you can see why, because they just empower so many enemies and they're so easy to use. You don't really have to think about it. The Apex Sentinel hasn't been proven to be super strong, so I've taken it off. I'm sure someone might find a strategy for Apex to be the most powerful thing in the game, and then maybe everyone switches. But for now, we've all agreed upon that the craziest finding, recent finding that I didn't know about last, is Sentinel rewards. If you can get one of your robot boys to have Sentinel rewards, like this guy has empowered enemies have a chance to have Sentinel rewards, and then you can get more right here, and then you can get one more right here. Sentinel rewards mean they drop these power cores, and they drop Recombinators. And if you don't know, Recombinators are like Awakener orbs, but cheap and better. And Recombinators are the craziest thing since Harvest. So I'm gonna go out and say it. So yeah, Sentinels are insane for juicing your map. Very fun league mechanic. Very easy to use. You just slap it down. If you see a big pack of enemies, you do the Pandemonium, and then Stalker just follows you for a long time, so you can power a ton of them. So really good choices of Sentinels. Just follow the tree exactly. Read what each node does. If you don't understand what they do, you can go and ask me, but pretty much copy this. It's pretty much what Grimro did, but you know, I did it before the video came. Well, actually I changed two things according to him. The only things I changed were I used to have this, like these two nodes instead, and I took off these two. That was the only things I changed since seeing his video. So to be fair, so yeah, Sentinel, OP, craziest thing. Item Recombinators, I want to talk about that before I talk about my build, because item Recombinators, dude, you can make the craziest gear in the game. Just look at my claw, T1 cold, T1 lightning, T1 crit chance, and T1 attack speed. Dude, like craziest claw I've ever made in my life, ever probably will make in my life. So yeah, that's my claw. TLDR, there's a video. Basically, I essence crafted two different claws. I essence crafted one claw that had T1 lightning, T1 cold, put those together, and then I had T1 lightning, T1 cold on the same claw. Then I made essence farmed one with T1 crit chance and T1 attack speed on a claw, because you can use essences just to guarantee those rolls. Recombinate them, hope you hit both of them together, and then then you have one with T1 prefixes and T1 suffixes, slam them all together and pray you get something good. And that's pretty much what I did, and I believe I got pretty lucky, and I got one of the best claws. I got almost a mirror tier claw. If I can somehow get T1 fire or I'm thinking maybe I Syndicate, I can Aisling slam it or something. I don't know. I need to look into how to do. I've never gotten this far on mirror craft, like high tier crafting myself, so I need to figure out if Aisling slam is worth it on a claw, what the percentage chance of getting something good is, and if it's worth, because it might brick one of my mods, because I don't want to brick any of these mods, because I know that you usually get 3 perfect prefixes. Prefixes can't be changed: Aisling slam and then craft, and that's what you do. But I'm like one step ahead of that, so if I do that, I probably will brick this claw, so I don't know what to do afterwards. So that's pretty much it. The rest of my gear is pretty mid, pretty bad, like low mid. So accuracy, I'm fixing my accuracy because I have accuracy on my gloves and my helmet, and then I have this node anointed on my tree, Eagle Eye, and that fixes my accuracy. So those are the ways you can keep on precision until you if you really need it, but I want to have that off so I can have other things helping me. And the next thing I'm going to work on my gear is actually getting spell suppression caps. So I need spell suppression on my body armor and my shield. Right now I have like 50% spell suppression, 40%. What was it? It's really low. Spell suppression chance 29. It's even lower than I thought. So I can get like a 26 and a 26 on here, and then I could either get like a tiny bit on my gloves or my helm, and then I can I believe there's an Eater of Worlds craft, so you can get more on your helmet. Could be wrong. And I'll get spell suppress capped. If I can't, I could spec like these 2 nodes really quick, or these 2 nodes. This might be more efficient, I'm not sure. And it could be spell suppress capped. And once I do that, I'm pretty much done with my build of where I want to be. Then after that, it's just tiny increment upgrades, like getting a little more resistance and life on a piece of gear, so you can take it off of other pieces of gear. Potentially getting like, I don't need onslaught on my boots. I don't need elusive or tailwind on my boots. So I don't know what to do with my boots spot. I could just do an Aziri steps. That'll give me a ton of spell suppression. I'll lose some life though, which is kind of lame. So I haven't decided on what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to lose some resistance, so I got to make up for that. But Aziri steps might be the next choice, just because it has just a lot of suppression and might be easier to cap my suppression. So that's another choice I might have to make when I'm making myself spell suppressed. My build's pretty good. I might slam some of these fertile catalysts, because I have T1 life and T1 life regen, and then I had an extra open spot. I didn't need resistance, so I was just like, you know what, crit is lucky while focus, because we're already using focus. If you don't know how focus works, if you get any piece of gear that says focus on it, you will get this little ability, and it'll just be a button you press. So you press it, and what I have is Tornado and Hydrosphere will proc, because that's what my helmet says when you focus. Trigger socketed spells, so I have Hydrosphere, Tornado, increased duration, and Onslaught, so I get perma onslaught on bosses. Increased duration just makes it happen longer, and then I get exposure from Hydrosphere. So that's how I'm doing all that. And then since I'm already focusing, I just figured why not get lucky on the duration, because it lasts 4 seconds, cooldown's 8 seconds. So a third uptime on lucky crits, which is really good for this build. I did end up finally getting non-channeling skills craft on both rings. Both rings feel really nice, not mandatory. So it costs 9 mana now to do this, which is pretty good. I do run out eventually if I hit nothing for a little bit. But if you get this Eater of Worlds, Searing Exarch mod on your helmet, reduced mana cost of attacks. It costs 2 mana to attack now. We're gonna make sure it doesn't cost 0. If it costs 0, inspiration will not proc. But we have 0 cost on our Whirling Blades, which is kind of fun. Didn't matter too much. But yeah, it costs 2 mana to cast this now. So we pretty much never run out. Really fun things. Amulet's really bad. I'm gonna figure out what I can what the best possible amulet is going to be, but I'm going to definitely want life. Elemental damage with attacks seems pretty good on face value, but I don't know if +1 is better, so I'm going to need to DPS calc to see what the possible best is. Rings, yeah, pretty much just resistance and life and base stats. That's all I'm looking for. Gloves, we can get some like flat cold damage, flat lightning damage, attack speed, and spell suppression. So it has a lot of options of what cannon roll. And accuracy. Accuracy I'm going to definitely want on my helmet and my gloves just to make sure I'm capped. I believe if I get T1 accuracy, flat accuracy on my helmet or my gloves, I don't need it on the other piece. So I got to figure out what I want to do with that. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much it for the gearing. Shield is pretty dog. I want spell suppression. Already talked about that. And yeah, claw, godlike. So we're working on that. Body armor, 6. I just bought a 6 link, threw a few things at it, got life and resistance, and I called it a day. So that's pretty much it for my gear. Mapping's really fun. I got level 91. Pretty behind, honestly. But it's really fun. So we're going to talk about my Atlas strategy really quick. This is what my tree looks like. It's a little scuffed. I've been like respecking a lot because I've been like trying to figure out what I want to do. And I kind of figured out finally what I want to do. I'm going over to the Searing Exarch and I'm going to farm Searing Exarch altars like my life depends on it. Last league I went Eater of Worlds. This league I'm going to go Searing Exarch. I believe you can choose either one and you'll be just as profitable. Last league I went Eater of Worlds, so this time I'm going to go Searing Exarch, just because. Since I'm going Searing Exarch, I'm going to have to make sure I get unaffected by Burning Ground, so I'm going to work on that. So yeah, for our farm, we're doing some harvest, because harvest is fun. I might be unspecking this soon, because my gear is pretty decent, and harvest just takes me out of the gameplay loop. So harvest is really good for making your gear, but then it's not good for currency farming as much. It's just good for making your gear. So I'm going to be unspecking this and then putting it onto that. I believe expedition is the best money making method in the game. So we've got expedition, all those wheels taken. We got harbinger, best money maker. We got a few. We just got 2 essence. Essence I can kill really fast, so it's okay. But if I take more essence, like the duplicated ones and the additional essence, I'm worried that it's going to make the essence monsters even stronger. So right now it takes about like 5 seconds to kill them on average. Sometimes it takes like 10 to 15 on the stronger enemies. Sometimes they one-shot me, but it's not too often since all the nerfs have happened. But I'm worried if I juice them up a little too much, it's going to make it too rippy for me. So I've been just backing away from the essence ones. It's just a little bit. But the most important thing, 2 nodes to take right now, stream of consciousness. If you're not fully scarabing up all your maps, like if you're not putting a ton of juice in your maps, take this node. This is the best node in the game right now. You can't put any fragments. You can't mod them. You can't divine vessel. Listen to me. You can't divine vessel them. If you want to get one of your pantheons up and you put a divine vessel, but you have this spec, it will not work. Trust me, I've did it like 4 times. But you get extra content, which is like all of the league mechanics. So you'll get a ton of more league mechanics, which is really fun. And then you can block the ones you don't want. And it's insane. Pretty much every, like, I get expedition pretty much like 80% of all my maps. 50% of my maps I get delirium, ritual, and like I would say like 70% of them I get harvest, because I have a little bit invested into harvest chance. I have a decent amount invested into expedition chance, so that's why those are higher. And then like, yeah, Delimir and ritual are like 50% of the time. 50% of my maps I will get those. So highly recommend figuring out what you want to do. If you want to be a breach farmer and a legion farmer, spec the rest of them except for those 2 and just farm your heart out. Pick whatever farming method you will have the most fun with. It doesn't have to be the most profitable. Pretty much any of them will be profitable. Just pick the one you're gonna want to play the most and farm it out. And yeah, this league is crazy because of that. So really fun things you can do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. I'm working on completing my Atlas. Pretty behind, honestly. I need to fight Maven and Shaper. Elder. Uber Elder. But I'm not too worried. My DPS is really, really high right now. And I can survive a decent amount. So really fun things going on here. Anyways, that's all I had to say. Thank you guys for watching this video. And I'll see you guys on the next one later.